Tomorrow at 5, an unprecedented hearing in Chicago. A group of federal judges trying to decide if ATF agents intentionally target people of color in drug house stings. Eyewitness News reporter Sarah Schulte joining us with more on today's hearing. Sarah.
Well, Kathy, while the ATF has been conducting drug stash house stings for years, they have been controversial because most of their targets are African-American, some with minor or no criminal backgrounds. Today's hearing affects more than 40 Chicago defendants. Some people are serving time, others are out on bond. David Flowers says he was targeted by federal agents because of his race. Flowers is one of dozens of defendants arrested in the past few years in ATF drug stash house stings.
There are cases where the ATF comes up with an imaginary house and supposedly which there are drugs and all sorts of money being stored. They then talk to people who they convince to rob the house.
The drug stash house sting has been part of the ATF playbook here in Chicago and around the country for years. In an unprecedented hearing, a panel of 9 federal judges overseeing several separate stash house cases are trying to decide if ATF intentionally and disproportionately targets people of color in their stings.
The question is whether or not race or ethnicity is the basis of prosecuting these guys as opposed to they're just bad guys that they want to go after.
The federal government argues they target criminals in high crime areas, but an expert testifying for the defendants say in 24 stings conducted nationwide between 2006 and 2013, 74 out of 94 defendants were black and 31 of them never had any contact with federal agents before the sting. Flowers says federal agents are incredibly persistent.
They flew my brother in from California and met him at the airport and told him about this. That's how persistent.
Flowers and his brother, who has no criminal record, were arrested in a 2011 Inglewood stash house sting. Flowers says it's easy for the ATF to target people in poor black neighborhoods rather than neighborhoods of other ethnicities.
You give anybody an opportunity to see millions of dollars where they never had hundreds. I mean, they'll risk their life for it.
The 2-day hearing continues tomorrow with a government expert witness who will testify that his interpretation of the data does not prove there is racial bias. And depending how the judges decide, it will likely affect dozens of cases nationwide. And the judges are probably going to issue a written ruling maybe months from now.